Hello everyone, welcome to Brice's Beast Music Info YouTube channel today. We are live from Smoky Mountains. I'm in my hotel room at Jack Cove. Today we'll be talking about Billy Strings and what makes him the best neck swinging bluegrass and is he the new guitar hero of a new generation. Billy Strings was originally from Idaho, Michigan, U.S. Billy Strings is a singer, songwriter, bluegrass musician. Free of his albums, Home Live Volume 1 and Highway Prayers has won Grammy Award for Best Bluegrass Album in 2021, 2025, and 2026 respectively. His biggest hits are Dust in the Baggie, Walk On Boy, Shady Grove, Meet Me at the Creek, Doing Things Right, Long Journey Home, Little White Church, Dig a Little Deeper in the Well, John Deere Tractor, Lean on a Traveling Son, Guild the Lily, 7 Weeks in the County, Leadfoot, and Richard Petty. Billy Strings' biggest music influences are Billy's stepfather Terry Barber and acoustic guitar legend Doc Watson. He's one of the best guitar heroes in bluegrass music genre. Every album he's done is a classic. Great songwriting, fantastic music production, and phenomenal guitar playing. And another thing about Billy Strings is it's just phenomenal. He cannot be, no doubt, one of the best bluegrass, the best new thing that has come into the bluegrass music genre. He is one of the best ever. And I kept debating on what I was going to do since I'm in the Smoky Mountains and there's a lot of mountain music and a lot of folk music and just music just came from the mountains in the old days. So I was like, I want to talk about Mr. Billy Strings. I think that'd be very appropriate since I'm in the Smoky Mountains right now on vacation. Another thing about Billy Strings is a lot of his songs are just really, they have a great songwriting ability. I tell you what's another good song he does is one called Wandering Boy. Look it up after this video. He has another good bluegrass classic hit is Wandering Boy. It's really good. Another thing about Billy Strings is he is just out there. He is out there, and shout out to Andy Brice for telling me about him just a few years ago. And I got 2 of his albums last year from the Rhythm Section store in Gatlin and the Mountain Mall in Gatlinburg. And I got one of his albums yesterday, which was his EP album. That was his very first album, which had Dust in the Baggie, which that's what got him into the big scene starting. That's what got him all started, was that very first song he did. And it went viral. The other thing about Billy Strings is his other, I don't know what his other bluegrass or guitar influences are, but Doc Watson, if you know who Doc Watson is, he's a big acoustic guitar legend. I think him and Billy Strings had a lot of connections in those days. And his stepfather, Terry Barber, was a fantastic acoustic guitar player and a great bluegrass guitar player too. But the thing about what makes Mr. Billy Strings so special to me is he is just out there. He is doing what he loves. He's bringing a lot of younger generation. There's a lot of young generations coming to his concerts, and I have a lot of friends that do go to his concerts, like Andy Brice is one of them, and some other people I know. But I've heard his concerts are phenomenal. Like, he puts on a show. It's so good. And look up the song Richard Petty. It's no instruments, and it's a bluegrass song, but it's all his backup band singing and just him singing. So it has a really good harmony to it, and he has a great voice. He has a phenomenal bluegrass voice. I think he's probably one of my favorite and one of the best bluegrass voices in the bluegrass music genre. And really, he has just perfected art in his if you've ever seen him play the guitar or just heard him play in his records, he is just a outstanding guitar player. I can tell you that. He is just right on point. He knows what he's doing, and he can kick butt when it comes playing a great guitar solo in his bluegrass records or just any song he does. There's a song he does called another famous bluegrass band called Green Sky Bluegrass Band does, but he does his own version called The Reverend, and I've heard his version is fantastic. I've heard that one of my friends told me about that song he does. and dig a little deeper dig a little deeper in the wells is one of my favorites he does. But I also love Little White Church. But I love Long Journey Home. If you've ever heard of that song, look it up after this video. It's phenomenal. And another one I would like to really tell you about is leaning on the traveling song, which is off his recent album called Highway Prayers. But look up Highway Prayers. It's an outstanding bluegrass album, and I'm not too surprised when I looked up some of the looked up that it won best bluegrass album of all time. I'm not too surprised about that, and I can't wait for his next album to come out, which I don't know when that will be, but it'll be in a couple of years. But I can't wait for his next album to come out. I'm kind of an early start of liking Billy Strings, and I started liking him kind of last year, and I got 2 of his albums last year, which was Me and Dad and Highway Prayers. So this year I got an EP album of his, but I may get one more album at the room section I saw today, and I saw it yesterday. But Billy Strings, he is phenomenal. How can I say it? To me, he is probably how would I say this in a way that's really interesting? I think he is the next he is like, to me, he is like the bluegrass version of the old 70s rock band, The Band. The Band had great rock and roll songs. They had great lyrics, and I think he's probably he's like the next band. He's like the next version of The Band, but in bluegrass version, in my opinion. He has a great song. I think his songwriting is phenomenal and excellent. Another thing about Billy Strings I want to tell you is, when he started playing at a pretty young age. I learned that interesting fact about him. And really and truly, Billy Strings is the next best thing in music industry. Like, all his albums have been top charting albums in the music charts. All his songs have been top charting. Every song he does is a masterpiece in music production. Every song he does, and even if it's a cover, or he does a duet with someone, or does another song with someone else, it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece in that. And really, you honestly, in my opinion, he is just go look him up after this video. Go look him up. Listen to his EP album, listen to his albums, or just listen to his singles. In my opinion, you will not be disappointed, and you will be quite satisfied with his take on bluegrass music. It's just so good. So another thing I want to say about Billy Strings is, there's an interview he did with Rick Beato, which I love Rick Beato. He's another music YouTuber that kind of influenced me to do my own music info YouTube channel. But he has a full-length interview of Billy Strings, yeah. And it's about a 2-hour long interview, because most of Rick Beato's interviews are about 2 hours long, about 3 hours long, but I need to go back and watch it. But it was a really good interview. And some of his influences of how to play guitar was like from Black Sabbath, but another influences was like kind of old school bluegrass singers like Ernest Tubb. Ricky Skaggs was one of his big influences. Ernest Tubb he liked. He also liked other bluegrass singers from the old days of the Grand Ole Opry, which he says that in that interview. So this has been a fun discussion about Brice's Beats edition of Billy Strings live from Smoky Mountains. I've enjoyed it, and just look at the great Smoky Mountains out there. Just look at that. Just look at that. It's been a fun vacation so far. It's the first time we've done 10 whole nights. I really have enjoyed it. So thanks for tuning in and watching. It has been fun. I've enjoyed it. So, discussing Mr. Billy Strings, and I know Andy Reese will like this video too that I do, of his kind of talking about Billy Strings and his fantastic iconic career. So this coming next week, in which I'll be back home next week, and we're coming back home Wednesday. This coming next week, and when I'm back in Medina, Tennessee, guess who we're going to be talking about next weekend? Let's talk about you know who we're going to talk about? We're going to be talking about a phenomenal singer and a phenomenal guitar player. We're going to be talking about White Lion, next weekend. We're going to talk about the 80s hair metal band White Lion next weekend. Thanks for tuning in to Brice's Beats Music Info YouTube channel today. It has been really fun talking with y'all about Mr. Billy Strings, the next best thing in Bluegrass Music Edition. Thanks for tuning in to Brice's Beats. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in every Saturday, and I wanted to get this done before we got going doing some stuff in Gatlinburg today with some putt-putt and some other stuff we'll be doing today. And also I'll be going not through a haunted house, but doing my annual visit to this oldest haunted house in Gatlinburg, Mysterious Mansion. And I'm gonna do a little video of that too, of me doing the steps and just going back down the steps too. So next weekend, Brice's Beats, talk about White Lion and the iconic guitar player from White Lion that's underrated. So thank you for tuning in from the bottom of my heart. See y'all next weekend. Thanks for tuning in today for Brice's Beats live from Smoky Mountains Billy Strings Edition. Thank y'all. Hope y'all have had a good weekend, and I hope y'all have a blessed rest of y'all weekend. See y'all. Bye.